History of semi-permanent release agents. Polysilazane chemistry is a complex set of molecules that create a cross-linking polymer by using moisture in the air as the initiator. Polysilazane resins are created in a reactor, and once completed, they are blended into an organic solvent. Semi-permanent release agents work by bonding themselves to a non-porous mold surface and creating a very thin, rigid film with low surface energy. The lower the surface energy on a mold, the more difficult it is for a gel coat or resin to stick to the surface. Paste waxes have a much greater surface energy than a semi-permanent release agent. One of the downsides to a semi-permanent release agent is that sometimes the mold surface is too slippery. Vacuum bagging and pinstriping tapes will not stick to a semi-permanent release agent without increasing the surface energy, which decreases the slip on the mold under that tape area. Too low surface energy can also contribute to gel coat pre-release. A semi-permanent release agent can be applied by wiping on with a rag or applicator towel, spraying on with a spray gun, or for very large molds such as wind blades, applying with a mop. Only a very thin coat is required for optimal performance. Depending on temperature, humidity, and wet release film thickness, the solvents in the formula begin to evaporate within just a few seconds or under a minute. Just as with polyester or epoxy resins, the release will go through a cross-linking phase to achieve 100% cross-linking over time. Depending on temperature, humidity, and the specific release formula, the initial gel or cross-linking can begin as soon as 1 minute or up to 5 minutes. At 25°C, most formulas will be cross-linked such that molding can commence in as little as 15 minutes to 30 minutes. 100% cross-linking can be achieved in 30 minutes to 2 hours. For every 10°C drop in temperature from 25°C, the cure time recommended by the release agent manufacturer should be doubled. Conversely, for every 10°C increase in temperature from 25°C, cure times required before molding can be cut in half. One application issue with semi-permanent release systems is discoloration of the release film, which is commonly referred to as streaking. Streaking is caused by an uneven release film thickness once cross-linking has begun. Many release agent formulas suggest wiping on, waiting 30 to 45 seconds, and then wiping the surface while still wet. If cross-linking has not begun, this will typically prevent streaking since the remaining wet film now does not have a uniform thickness. If the wipe-off process takes place after cross-linking commences, it's nearly impossible to remove the streaking. A solution to streaking is to immediately re-wet the mold surface and immediately wipe off. Streaking is only an issue if a Class A mold surface is required, and many composite applications do not require a Class A finish. Another issue with semi-permanent release systems is a pre-release of gel coat. This is caused by differential thickness of the gel coat or lamination in 90-degree transition areas of the mold, coupled with very low surface energy of the polysilazane technology. A simple solution to prevent pre-release is to apply 1 coat of paste wax to that area on every molding cycle. For a polysilazane release agent to bond to a mold surface such as a polyester or epoxy tooling gel coat, it is necessary to remove any contaminant on the mold surface that can hinder bonding. Typical contaminants include paste waxes, silicone, grease, sweat, or even dust. Mold cleaning techniques such as sanding, polishing, and using mold cleaners will typically remove contaminants. After cleaning, a tape test can be performed to ensure that the mold has been properly prepared for the release system. A semi-permanent release system typically uses a mold sealer, followed by a release agent. The sealer's job is to adhere to the mold surface, and the release agent's job is to adhere to the sealer and provide the bulk of the release. Most release system formulas suggest 2 coats of the sealer followed by up to 6 coats of the release agent on a new or reconditioned mold. More coats are not necessarily better than fewer coats. Since sealers and release agents are clear in color and mold geometry can be complex, it is very easy to miss an area when applying these solutions. Over the 40 years that semi-permanent release systems have been used, the range of sealer and release applications mentioned above proves to be the optimal amount to ensure no spots are missed.